tried, written down the words to say it is time. I've been waiting 5 days to explain how you make me feel inside. Baby, got it all figured out.
Hey friends, welcome to my channel. Today has tons of cleaning motivation where I'm going to be tackling a couple different spaces. I did not get to everything on my list because there were some things that needed even more attention than I had realized, but it felt so good to cross so many of these things off my to-do list. Now we're going to start with going outside, where you're going to see my kids helping a lot. We believe in teamwork here in our house. It's something that my husband and I have taught our kids since the time they were really little. Everybody pitches in, so you're going to see my kids helping a lot throughout this video because they live here too, and we want them to be good at taking care of the things that they've been blessed with as well and respecting their home. I just feel like when kids chip in, they respect their home more because they feel like they contributed to cleaning the space, and it's a good parenting move. I don't know, it's what my husband and I have been doing for years, and it works, and our kids help, and then at the end of the day, they always get a fun reward for helping us. We started with removing everything off of the porch because this is this time of year when we go from being really hot summers to cooler days, and we're starting to transition into the fall time. The problem with that is that the spiders get this signal that this is the time to go up onto porches and to start trying to create spider webs and nests because they don't like how they're getting rained on in the trees or out in bushes. So they try to come up onto the porch, and Heidi does not like spiders. So this was one of the big tasks I wanted us to do, was to clear everything off, pull any weeds that we saw, and get everything ready for my husband to spray it so that the bugs have a fresh spraying all over our porch and they know not to come onto our porch and to get out of town. But if you're interested in our patio makeover, I will link that video down below. We actually raised up our garden bed. You can see it right here, the stones. We lifted them up high enough to be able to fill it in with dirt and then to extend our porch to a bigger patio area. And now at this point, you're going to see me spraying out the window gutters and all along the top of the windows and the roof area inside here where our porch is. Oh, and you're going to see us moving the table outside of the house because I listed this table and someone was going to be coming and picking it up. You can see the new table and the box right there where they're placing the table because we purchased a new table for our kitchen space. It's a round table that will fit the space so much better. These metal chairs are so crazy heavy. So you're going to see me taking my time with them. I actually love those chairs because when we get really windy weather, they don't go anywhere. They are sturdy chairs that stay in place, but they're so heavy to move. And then because we're getting ready to go back to school, I have this DIY wreath that I made over on my craft channel. I'm going to put that on my front door for right now. And then I'm going to touch up the paint from when we had our door replaced. Some of the paint peeled off, and I wanted to get back into this space and make sure that the trim around the door looked really pretty and tidy. I think it's these kind of little touch-ups that we do on our to-do list that keep our homes looking fresh and new and clean and looking great. So I always try to add these little things to my to-do list to make sure that they just don't stack up over time, and then you don't see scuffs on the walls or holes or things like that that eventually kind of make the value of your house go down. I love to just try to knock them out when I see them so that they don't add up over time. It feels so good to have the space feeling clean and tidy. I love having this space outside. I'm so grateful we took the time to extend out the patio area from off the porch, and it's underneath our dogwood tree, which just feels so cozy. I, again, will link that video down below if you're interested. And then before I went on to cleaning the windows, my husband was just power washing the gutters to make sure that was all clean and tidy so he could spray everything around the house. Now we're going to come inside and move some things around to get underneath the couch to clean it. And Miriam and her hopping, she cracks me up. We were going to be going to the pool a little bit later, so she was getting herself all ready. And we also were going to be deep cleaning the couch. So we moved it out away from the wall so we could get to it really easy and clean it really easy. And then I was able to get underneath it and sweep and clean everything really well. If you peek over at Comet, you'll see that he's sitting in his favorite basket. I put that basket there at the beginning of spring to catch our mail, and he called dibs on it. So he crams his body in that basket, and it's just like his favorite place. And it's kind of just stayed because he loves to sit there. So now that I've got everything all swept and cleaned up in that area, we can mop and do all of that good stuff. Calvin was the one who was actually my mopper on this day, and he was helping me get all the floors mopped up once we got things out of the way. But right now you're going to see me remove all of the back cushions so that I can take them downstairs and wash them and get those all clean, because we do not allow Nyla, our dog, on the couch. But whenever we leave the house, she loves to try to get up on the couch, and I just want to keep these in good shape. So I'm going to just take these real quick, go put them in the wash. I never dry them with the dryer. I always just put them in the wash and then let them air dry when they're done. I get asked questions a lot about our sofa. I purchased it through Costco. They do not have a particular set anymore, but they do have some other ones that are similar. If you go online, you'll find some. Another thing I always like to stay on top of is I just like to wipe off surfaces. So whenever I put in a load and I notice it's looking a little dusty, I try to wipe it down. And then our windowsill. We opened the window a couple of times, and just the pollen and the dust and the things in the air have come in and landed here on our windowsill. So this was another area I wanted to make sure that I cleaned really well. And look at how much is coming up. I clean this surface quite often, and anytime I ever see this, I'm always so surprised at how much dirt can come from just opening the windows when we have nicer, cooler days. So this was an area I knew I wanted to tidy up and try to get my hands on, as well as cleaning all of the gutters inside of our windows to make sure that those are all clean. And then I also decided to tidy up the glass by just spraying it down and wiping them down to make it nice and pretty to be able to look outside when all the leaves start changing. Clean windows do not last very long in my house, honestly, because my kids, when one of them is outside, they want to get their attention, or Miriam puts her hands on the glass, or Nyla puts her paws or her nose on the window, but I make an effort. I always can tell it's always right about 2 inches from the bottom of the window moving up, where I always see handprints. But again, it's a home. It's where we live, and I have pets and I have kids, and it's what it is. So I just clean it up every time I get a chance. My oldest took the job on to spot clean our sofa, and so he is just using the long hose that goes onto our carpet cleaner, and he's just going over and spot cleaning anything that he sees that might have been spilt on the couch and just keeping it looking clean and fresh. And I love having a carpet cleaner in our home because it really allows us to be able to take good care of the stuff that we have and make it last for a long time. And then this is the most exciting part, is my husband was building the new table. It's a round 4-seater table. We do have 5 family members, but it's big enough for us to be able to slide in another chair for Miriam to sit at, and it's going to fit the space so much better. Now, as I was trying to put the couch cushions on, Comet decided that he was really happy that his cushion pillow was back. He likes to sit in this little corner on one of the cushions, and I had to keep shushing him off so I could get the cushions back on. This project has been something on my to-do list I've been wanting to do forever. We purchased a PS5, and I needed to drop down the height of the shelf by drilling 4 holes to be able to get it to be low enough for the PS5 to stand up and not be laying on its side. The before and after of this cabinet is such a transformation because we just had stuff crammed in here, and it was driving me a little crazy because I like things to have a home. So I got the shelf to be lowered, and then my husband's gonna come over and help rewire everything so we can stand it up. Okay, this is my mom tip. If you have teenagers, we actually invested in this PS5 because whenever I have things to do that I need help with, I totally bribe my kids, and it works. Friends, it works. I tell them, hey, if you help me with a chore later on in the day, you can have some PS5 time. And they're always so happy to oblige. They help clean, they don't complain, they feel like they have a reward that they're looking forward to, and everybody wins. Now this is the cabinet when it's all done, and I love how it looks. And this is the table being built and done. I love it in this space. It fits it so much better. I'm so grateful my husband took the time to build this for me. I was planning on building it, and he just took it and ran with it, and I'm so grateful for his help. Now I picked up these cushions for the chairs. I got them from Home Goods. These were just so pretty and fit my farmhouse traditional style that I like. And I know that they will transition well for the fall and Christmas time and even throughout the winter. So I love how they look. They add a little something extra to the chairs, which just makes me happy. I like my home to have a personality. Now this was the next morning after we all were able to go do some fun stuff for rewards for everyone working so hard outside, and I wanted to be able to work on hanging up just a couple of small things for my kids to feel like we're going back to school. Nothing crazy, just a small little decorate with me at the end of this video. So I put up this apple little hanging wreath or decor that I DIY'd on my channel. And now I'm going to also deep clean my decor shelves so I can put up some back to school stuff. You can see here that I was testing out the banner to make sure that it fit there, and I liked the way that it looked. but I'm going to remove all of the stuff that I had up on there for the summertime and clean up the whole piano and get everything looking all nice and tidy in there. And this is just, like I said, a small decorate with me for the shelves so that way my kids feel excited for going back to school. I always like to try to do something special for them at this time of year. We actually always do like a family dinner and just focus on a new word for the year where our kids will have that motivation to work hard in the new school year. I'm so proud of my kids. They work so hard and overcome so many obstacles. So here we are, everything's dusted off, and now I'm going to start working on decorating. I have not a lot of back to school stuff, but there are some things that I DIY'd, some things that I've found over the years, like this little yellow bus. I'm sure I'm going to get asked a lot about the yellow bus. I found that at Home Goods. And then this wooden star is the star that I put on top of our Christmas tree, but I thought it would be pretty to put here to go along with that back to school look. There are a lot of DIYs that I did for this shelf. I will link that video at the end of this video and down below in my description box so you can check it out if you're interested in some fall back to school DIYs. And that is going to wrap up this video. Now friends, this week I'm going to be doing some really fun things. First is my bathroom reveal, the before and after, and my tips on how I did it on a strict budget. And then I'm also going to be going through all of my fall decor, deciding what I'm going to be using, what I'm not going to be using, and then a small haul of some things that I'm going to be picking up and purchasing for the fall season. So thank you all so much for coming by and watching this video today. I hope you felt inspired to do some of those deep cleaning areas that are needed before we start to transition into the fall. Don't forget to click that button down below. I am so grateful for all of you that stopped by, and until the next episode, bye friends.